Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today is August 18th, 2025. This is Leon Weinstein speaking. On the night before his meeting with the Europeans, Trump posted on Truth Social the following: "The president of Ukraine can end the war with Russia almost instantly, or he can choose to continue the fighting." Remember how it started? That's all me. I'm still quoting Trump. Will he be able to get Crimea back, which Obama gave to Putin 12 years ago without a single shot fired? No, he won't be able to. And no, Ukraine won't be able to become part of NATO. Some things and apologies will be impossible to change. Yesterday, Stephen Vitkov reported on Fox that we pushed the Russians further than we expected, and they will go. I, said Vitkov, met with Putin 6 times, and I thought I knew how far Russia was willing to move in its demands, but reality exceeded my expectations. I think he concluded that we are much closer than the summit between Putin and Trump to ending this bloodshed. To which, by the way, Zelensky has already responded, saying that transferring part of the territory to another country is impossible under the Constitution of Ukraine. What surprised me, and apparently Trump and Vitkov as well, is that Putin agreed to the protection of Ukraine by the West. Like Article 5, Paragraph 5 of the NATO agreement, something that Russia had strongly rejected before this meeting with the president in Anchorage. Article 5 of NATO is a guarantee that an attack on Ukraine would be considered by the treaty members as an attack on themselves. Well, what I mean is, Article 5, as it would sound in a Russia-Ukraine-United States of America, Europe treaty. What does Ukraine give up? Remaining in the parts of Donetsk and Luhansk regions that Russia couldn't capture. The freezing of the line of demarcation in Kherson and Zaporizhzhia itself, and the recognition by the United States and Russia of all the captured territories. And Russia is ready to give up the parts of Donbass it hasn't captured, and is ready to give back parts of Sumy and Kherson regions. I suspect there isn't much there. But nevertheless, Russia agrees to a Western guarantee regarding Ukraine. In my opinion, Russia is not demanding that Ukraine recognize the captured territories, the captured regions. That is a Korean-type option, like the division of Korea into 2 parts, where neither side, it's like they have a kind of truce, but there's no peace because they haven't recognized each other's territories. De facto, of course, they are under Russian control, but Ukraine does not legally recognize their transfer as part of another state. Trump has repeated several times that everything will be decided, and everything will be decided by Ukraine itself. All decisions will be made by the Ukrainian side regarding any concessions, any exchanges, anything else. What matters most to him is to bring the parties, as they say, to the watering hole. He can't force them to drink the water and doesn't know if they will. And the meeting started after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As I understand it, Zelensky arrived at 1, so to speak, an hour or more. They had the opportunity to talk to each other. In the White House meeting room, Zelensky was sitting directly across from Trump. First the President of the United States explained his position and the situation, the very thing I told you a little earlier. Then he gave the floor to Zelensky. We had a very productive conversation with the President of the United States, said Odette 5. Something close to the concept of a suit, Zelensky. And we discussed the map presented by the White House. We talked about guarantees as well as actions that need to be discussed with the Europeans. And now we've come to discuss them and make decisions. But I'm very glad that Ukraine also understands that it's time to make decisions. Volodymyr Zelensky's tone is respectfully grateful with a certain sense of relief. I would even say I don't know what exactly made him nervous, but gentlemen, can you imagine the pressure he's under? But he clearly felt relieved. Another key point is Zelensky demanded Putin return the children and prisoners. All Europeans supported him. Melanie, that's Italy, who was sitting to the left of Trump, on Trump's left-hand side, said that this plan that people are discussing now was actually initiated. It came from Italy, and that's why Italy, so to speak, is already voting in favor. Ursula von der Leyen, the NATO Secretary General, the German Chancellor, and the President of France all said their words for their own audience. And of course, they listed the points that concern the people of their countries. Everyone spoke English. It has long been the official language for communication around the world. Not Spanish, not French, not Russian, not Chinese, but specifically Americanized English. All the internet and music, politics, psychology, everything is spoken, read, and written in English. The representative of Finland said that in the last 2 weeks, more has been done to promote and establish peace than in the previous 3.5 years of war. And that if peace is achieved, then mothers in Ukraine should express words of gratitude for their sons who were not killed to one specific person. That person is Donald J. Trump. The reason he said that I came here is because I have 800 kilometers of border with Russia, and we have our own, often not very easy, history with our neighbor. And we want our expertise and experience to help Ukraine and everyone else who borders Russia, the Russian Federation. Within a week, ladies and gentlemen, well, 2. We will find out whether this slaughter ends or if everything stays the same. Then we, America, well, I hope together with the Europeans, will decide who does what next. For now, we wait. So the leaders have gone behind closed doors? They've left the meeting room and moved to the Oval Office, where the seating will be less formal, on various chairs, sofas, and so on. And the atmosphere is a bit different, but still I think things will get heated. I think in a couple of hours, maybe 3, we'll know something. Not necessarily everything, not necessarily exactly what they've agreed on, but at least we'll learn something from them. Because I don't believe that Trump won't make some kind of statement, or let's say, together with someone, maybe with Zelensky, maybe with someone from Europe. But I think something will happen, so in 2 or 3 hours, expect another one. Thank you, we gave in.